It's the conclusion of stage 1A here at Q School, or at Q School. I wish I was at Q School, but I'm not. For the weekly Dartscast. And Connor Scutt joins us now. Now, before we go into this interview, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to play Connor a video. So let's hope this works.
Oh man, he's up against it here. Oh, get in. Get in. Straight away, obviously, as opposed to not taking it out straight away. Oh, get in. So you respond. Oh, get in. Get in, Scott. No. Missed opportunity. Don't let it haunt you, for God's sake. Get in. Just hit another one, Connor. It's easy. It's an easy game. Just another max. It's not a problem. Oh, it's pretty close in fairness. Gut wrenching. Oh God. Oh my God. Oh my God. He will kick himself if he doesn't win this. He'll be inconsolable. Oh, it's in.
That
Good.
was quality. I enjoyed that.
So that's what we go through, basically, when we're watching. Does that just reliving it like that? What's your reaction when you watch that?
The reaction for me was you don't sometimes when you play a game like that you don't realise exactly how close it is until you watch something like that. You don't realise how much is at stake, how much is on the line. I was so focused in that match that I wasn't really thinking too much until at the deciding leg. I think at the deciding leg I missed that start of double 16, going 15 darts to win the match. But then I said to myself, and I'm like, oh bloody hell, you only needed 1 point and you've just thrown it away. Like I had my head in my hand sort of thing. And then I wasn't really looking, I was looking at the floor and I didn't see like a hand come out to shake my hand at the end, and I was like, he must have missed. So I was like, I'm not going to miss this. There was no way I was going to miss that dart. And just threw it as I was like, couldn't it went in? I was happy with the amount of legs I started with a 180 though. Like decent points as well. Like it was getting me back into legs and stuff like that. Like the 180s I was like putting in.
It's a big psychological difference, isn't it? Yeah, when you can put in a score like that.
The big psychological thing for me in the morning was when I realised I had him. Obviously, he didn't really need to play the day because he's already done it on points. But I'd spoken to him before I found out we drew each other in the morning. I like Josh. Josh is a really nice guy, as I spoke about him yesterday. But I said to him, I was like, "Are you gonna have a day off today?" I said it jokingly to him in the morning. He's like, "No, I'm still gonna go down and play." I was like, "Oh, fair enough, mate, you're right." And I'll go and draw him. I say to him before we played, I was like, "Of all the people in the room, like, of all the people, I need 1 point. 1 point I need, and I'll go and draw you." And then I thought to myself, I was practicing really well, like I have for the last couple of days, but it's not really come out too much. But that game, I sort of got my doubles right, got me scoring a little bit better. My first 9 was 104, which is better than it has been most of the time I've been there. So it all come good at the right moment. My biggest mistake though was I know I got through, and that's fine, but the next game I almost treated it as like a sort of free roll. So I said to myself that 4 points is going to be enough. Like So I went into the game and I did not have anywhere near the same amount of focus I had compared to the game against Josh. Nowhere near the same amount of focus. So I thought I probably let myself down a little bit there. It wasn't until I was like 3-0 down or 4-0 down, I was like, hang on a minute, I need to do something with leg difference here. What are you doing? Like, it didn't really occur to me how little I was trying until I got that many legs down. It happened just so quick. I think I was still riding off a bit of a high from that game, and I just wasn't as focused as I should have been. That's something I can quite happily take into the second stage. Like, just like if I do get a few points on one of the days, stuff like that, just make sure that I keep concentrated and just keep slogging it out like I should have done in that second game, really.
So we always say, so FDI predicted, many weeks ago, 4 points would be enough, 4 points would be enough. So we've all got this number in our head, 4 points would be enough. And FDI, in fairness, is never really wrong as far as I can see. It's never wrong. He's never wrong.
I messaged him and I said, I don't know how you get these right all the time. And he's like, I'm just good at maths. I think that's what he said in the reply to me. But yeah, he was spot on. He told me before I realised. He said you definitely got it. Like, you definitely got it. I think you messaged me when some of the last 16 games were playing. He said, well, if you work it out, the ones that are coming off who are going to win from the day, you work all that out, then you should get it. I was like, oh, maybe. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because it's the roller coaster of emotions, isn't it? Because Lisa Ashton went through this last year because she was on the Order of Merit. Has she got a card? Has she not got a card? And Twitter was very much ablaze. And you've gone through that with World Youth Championships before, and today
I was the last person to get in.
Yeah.
World Youth Championships, was it 2 years? Was it 2 years ago now? A long time ago. Not last year, yeah. Not last year, year before. But I was the very last person to get in, which was shocking. Yeah.
And then so because we all thought 4 points would be enough, then it looked like, because there was a lot of players beneath you that were suddenly on runs and were still in the competition.
Suddenly on runs, and they all had big leg differences as well. I think I either had a 0 or a -1 leg difference. It wasn't very good because a lot of the games that I'd won were 6-5. And a lot of the games that I lost were by 2 or 3 legs. So it was I made a rod from my own back really with that. I should have made them a lot closer. But obviously I can't go back and change anything. I played quite well for the week, and I think if you put me down on tour performance from everyone from the UK Q School and Euro Q School, I think I'm in the top 22 of averages. Which isn't bad going out of 280 people. I think if you boil it down just to the UK, I'm the top 12. And that's just from stage 1A. It's not including what's going to come in stage 1B. I'm sure I'll jump down a few places after that. But in stage 1A, top 22 from both EU and UK, but top 12 if you take out the EU people above me. Good. I'm quite happy with that.
So yes, and then you found out. So was your phone suddenly ablaze with messages? Or I don't like to message until it's confirmed, but so I stayed quiet. But
well, my mate Ben, he was messaging me after I played, and I said to him, I was like, I don't think I've got in. I don't think I've got it. He said, you're looking at it all the wrong way. Like, you're having the wrong attitude. Like, you probably got it. 4 should be enough. 4's definitely enough. You should be fine. I was like, yeah, I've been a bit miserable. I spoke to him a minute ago, actually, which was a lovely phone call. Him shouting and cheering down the phone at me. It's always nice. He's great for support. He's always calling. Then Brian was messaging me as soon as I got knocked out. And he's like, you should be fine. 4 should be fine. 4 should be all right. And I said to him, I was head in my hands after losing that match, because I was like, how have I let that go? How have I gone from playing like a good standard, like a decent standard, to just taking my foot off the gas so much? What did I drop? I think I dropped 10 or 11 points in my average. I just took my foot off the pedal, and I shouldn't. It's a mistake that luckily I was able to afford to make. Luckily, so I won't be making the same mistake twice. Luckily, I was able to learn from it and come out sort of unscathed. But yeah, Brian was messaging me saying, you've definitely got in. Stop being silly. Stop being a tart. You've definitely got in. You've definitely got in. And I was like, I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I don't think I have, but I hope you're right. He's like, oh, we'll have a bet on it. And I said, no, I don't want to bet on it. As soon as he said we'll have a bet on it, that was when FDI messaged me saying you got it. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I want that.
Yeah, I'll have that bet now. Bye.
Yeah, I was actually sitting with Josh McCarthy in the reception of the hotel when I found out, because he said to me, he's like, oh, well played, mate. Like, it was a great game. And I said, yeah. He said, I said to him, I don't know if it's going to be enough yet. And he's like, you're kidding? I don't know if it's going to be enough. And I was sitting with him when I found out, and he's like, well done, mate. Like, which was really nice.
Lovely. So you're back home now?
On to 4 more days. Yeah, back home.
Yes.
Back home.
This does mean yes, the Hilton is yes. Not the Britannia in Wigan. The poor Britannia in Wigan. So you're back home. So then you've presumably got to go back on Saturday and have another test?
I assume so.
Yeah, you'll get sent those details, I think, won't you?
I think so. But the next 3 days are going to be spent not leaving my room very much, staying very close to the practice board and making sure I don't catch COVID.
Well,
that will be gutting. Imagine my luck going through all that rigmarole, worrying about getting on points and stuff like that. Going great first day, last 16, thinking here we go, I've done just about enough. And then just the whole up and down of the weekend, I felt like I was playing well, but it was such a roller coaster of I've got to do it, I've got to do it, I've got to do it. And imagine like doing all that, then coming on to Saturday and testing positive. That would be a killer. That'd be horrible. But it's a realistic possibility. You think I've been in a room with over 100 people this weekend. What's saying one of those hasn't accidentally got it or something like that? I know everyone tested negative, that's why they're in the room, which is a bonus. But what's saying that I might not have got it from one of those people? Do you know what I mean? Anything could happen. That I think is where I'm not pessimistic. I'm not optimistic. I'm pragmatic. I look at everything somewhere in the middle. I can take a good and a bad out just about everything. So I'm not going to run away with it and say, yeah, I'm going to get there Sunday, play really, really well, until I know that I'm definitely going to be playing. Same as I've done this time round. Like I sat in the car for a while before I got my negative result, and I was just worrying the whole time. I hadn't even really thought about playing that much until I got that negative result. Then my mind was straight onto the game. So I guess it's almost like a game that you have to win without playing.
Yes, we punched the air when you got the first win.
I did. I actually celebrated. I celebrated getting a negative COVID result. Yeah, I hadn't been anywhere for months. But yeah.
So 3 days of self-isolation, Connor, is the solution here, and then
that is the key. And then I think Q school is 4 days again, isn't it?
So it's back to the old school format now. And to be honest, you know what the thing that I've been saying up until this point is basically the 2 stages of hell, because it's really hard to get through the first stage. People, are suggesting that 1B is harder than 1A. I don't think there's much in it really. If in reality,
I don't think there is much in it either. Because some of the people that played in 1A that weren't tipped to do very well done absolutely amazingly. And some of them played absolutely out of their skin. Because you think we've been in a lockdown for God knows how long now, so people have had time to practice, perfect their game, get like really on it again. It's boded well for some people when they've been able to improve their game a little bit, and it's not boded so well for some others for match practice. So you don't know what standard of play you're actually going to get out of 1B. It's all on what they used to be able to play like, but it's what they're going to be playing like now in real life. The online dart competition is one thing, but going and do it in real life, it's a completely different ballgame sometimes. Some people play really well at home, but not very good out of the house. So we just have to see how those people get on. I don't think there's much in it at all, standard-wise. I really don't.
Fantastic. Well, this does mean, of course, the continuation of the feature, because you have made it through to the next stage. So Chris Hogg's going to take up the baton for 1B, and then we'll catch up when you're back in the bubble, I think, on Sunday, all being well. Yes.
Touch wood.
And oh gosh, It must be a time to give you a cliche, mustn't it? Well, but you're through, so I don't know what I'm.
Oh, are we allowed cliches after getting first?
Listen, Connor, chin up.
Chin up. I've done all right. Don't tell me I'm not in. Don't tell me I'm not in.
No, that's what people. That's the one that people get when you've had a few wins, but then you've had a loss, and then you get the text of "chin up, mate."
Chin up. Chin up. I think I've actually received that message from you before. I think that was after the Cadby after the Cadby last 16. That one. I beat Corey Cadby development tour, get into the quarterfinals. You messaged me saying after I think I lost that to Gerald Cole. You messaged me saying, "Chin up, mate. You played really well all day."
Yeah, thanks, Matt. That's great.
It was through gritted teeth. I was like, "Thanks, mate." You know me, I'm not normally a moody dart player, but when you play well for a whole day and then to lose out so close to a final or a semi, it's like, yeah,
I think what I'd be interested.
A bit of taste in it.
Yeah, I think absolutely. Yeah, I haven't quite perfected that. I'd be interested to hear from other people, and do leave a comment on Twitter or whatever, of what you send to dart. What should you send to dart players? What is the right thing to send in a case of, you know?
The best thing to say to dart players is good luck. Hope you do well today. Or if they're one of those people that does well when you give them compliments, give them the compliments. Do stuff like that. Sometimes I'm not like this. I was only joking when you said about the chin up thing. When I lose, I'm fine. I don't get moody very often. I get a little bit I get a bit touchy at times when I'm like, when someone says, "Oh, you didn't play very well there," when I thought I did play well, I can be a little bit touchy, but it's very rare that happens. Very rare. It's very rare that I play well. But...
Well, you're through, and thank you ever so much as always for joining us and for being a part of this feature. I think people are really enjoying it and getting that extra insight, which is fantastic. And we'll catch up again when you're back in the bubble on Sunday.
I cannot wait for part 2.
The sequel.
You've got me for 4 interviews this time, haven't you?
Well, if we do it daily, if we do it daily, yes.
4 interviews again. Yeah, that's the plan.
Just what you want at the end of a day. Fantastic, Connor. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
No worries, anytime.